The government of Iran, Turkey, or even the U.S. government have invoked national security grounds to jail journalists and restrict information. You know, that is a given that will continue to be the case. Now, there are international norms that govern restrictions on freedoms. You know, there are norms of proportionality. You know, these restrictions must be clear and proportional to the threat, and the threats must be clear. And in the case of Eritrea, we have heard the officials invoke these very vague threats to national security. We have heard them change the story multiple times when pressed about details about what these threats are. We have heard them invoke very vague anti-state plots. We have heard them accuse journalists of skirting the national service. You know, we've heard all kinds of accusations, but at the end of the day, the accusations have remained vague and unsubstantiated. And if the government of Eritrea is confident and has, in fact, evidence and proof that the journalists, or anyone for that matter, is threatening national security, is conspiring against the state, how come they have never, ever shown the world any evidence at all about all this? And the accused have never had a chance to defend themselves. They have never been given a day in court. None of them have ever been formally charged with a crime. They are held in indefinite detention without access to their family, their lawyers. It's a gulag in Eritrea. And those that have managed to escape the country are the ones that are able to tell bits and bits of details about what is happening in the country. But you know, the Eritrean government has a very strong propaganda infrastructure, and they're projecting the image of a self-reliant nation that is, you know, defying odds and achieving development, and all is well. And they're vilifying the United States, they're vilifying Ethiopia while cozying up to other countries. And it's very much an environment where, you know, the government has not been consistent. You know, it's unfortunate that it happens to be the only country in Africa where the Constitution has been suspended since 2001. A Constitution which is that basic document, you know, that establishes a trust between the governed and the government and those governing the party, so that there is no constitution, there is no functioning legal system, and all we hear is the voice of the ruling party, which does not reflect the natural diversity of opinions of Eritreans in the country and outside the country.